Oh, don't leave just because of me, you know? I mean me, sorry. It's not gonna be that bad. So, I feel really anxious today, kind of frozen, you know? We got any anxious people in the audience? No, of course you're not gonna speak up, you're too afraid to. I remember back in elementary school, we went on a long holiday, came back, I left my jacket. Of course, the teacher's holding it up in front of the class. She says, nobody claims his jacket, it's gonna go to charity in about 5 minutes. So my first thought was, well, fuck that jacket. I wanted a new one anyways, you know? My parents were promising it, time to cash in. I wish I could say I've gotten better with the anxiety, but just a few weeks ago I was in the subway and I realized that I dropped my gloves. And it's not like I dropped it right there. I looked and they're not in my bag anymore. So I looked behind me and somebody already picked up the gloves. Of course, once again, the first thought was, those things didn't keep my hands cold. What was even the purpose of those? He needs it, not me. Lucky guy. So I have Asperger's, which is a disorder, a neurological thing. It means that I misinterpret situations and faces all the time. So if somebody were to come up to me and do that Superman, is that what it's called? Where you go like this, and then you act like you're throwing semen in somebody's face? You know, normally you think that's an insult, especially based on context, but I just don't pick up on those clues. So I think, wow, I better get this person's phone number, because there might be something happening later on. I don't quite get these things. I definitely love food, though. As a stoner, the munchies are one of the greatest parts. We have negative side effects too, though, right? Like, I forget shit all the time. And if you get high enough, while I'm sitting there eating a bagel, I'll just be thinking, you know, about some random shit, dinosaurs or something. But then I think, you know, that bagel was pretty good. Maybe I should make another one. And then I look down and I see that the second half is still sitting on my plate. So now I don't even have to make a second bagel. I get to eat a second half with the illusion of eating a whole new bagel. It's like the best diet ever. You just smoke enough weed to forget that there's food sitting on your plate, and then once you look at it, it's brand new. Never have to. All the Subway food that I've been eating has been making me feel sick. Now when I say Subway food, I don't mean Subway sandwiches from Subway the restaurant, but every time that I board the Subway in the morning, there's just a sandwich sitting right there on the seat wrapped up for me with one of those toothpicks sticking through it. Now, I don't know who's been leaving the sandwiches, but if I had to guess, I'd say the tooth fairy, because those are pretty fucking sick. I mean, sweet. Oh, so high. I messed up that punchline. I apologize. Once I found a whole kilogram of pistachios on the train. Now, if you've ever had pistachios, you know that they're kind of like a drug in their own right, and you just can't stop eating them. I mean, sure, you get through half the kilogram and your fingers are all cut up and salt's getting in there. You bled over the other half of the pistachios, but in your mind, it's so goddamn important that you finish those pistachios that you're gonna stomach all that blood and guts, things that happen. So we get really high in this vapor lounge, I guess because we're sitting inside of a big cloud of smoke. Whenever I started coming here in September, I got really hungry, so I went up the street, McDonald's, to get my munchies. She tells me my total, and I think, it doesn't fucking matter how much it is. Even the smallest bill will cover this shit. So I reach in my pocket and I pull out the bill, just hold it in front, look around because I'm so cool, but I hear a gasp, you know? And I look down and I gasp, because it's not money that I'm holding in my hand, it's a sack of chronic. So I quickly assess the situation. The manager's busy, that's cool. I'm still too stoned to put it in my pocket at this point. The cashier, she helps me out. She's like, put it in your pocket. I'm like, okay, that's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that. All right, let me find the money though. All right. It's a bottle of Visine. What do you do in these situations? You know, if I were to make a restaurant for single people, I think it would just be a row of sinks around the edge of the room so that you can lean over it while you're eating your food while the cat sits behind you just judging. Or maybe that's just my house, I don't know. Why can't I skip down the sidewalk? This is Canada. I'm a grown man. I can make these decisions myself, but if I were to choose to skip down the sidewalk, I look like a lunatic. The only way to skip down the sidewalk safely is to be holding the hand of a little girl. Don't ask me how I figured that one out. All right, guys, this has been my time. Thank you very much.